ABC Sports Group.
One of the American League's brightest young stars wears green and gold. Josh Reddick is making a strong case for a trip to the All-Star game. But in this series, Reddick's power has been overshadowed by that of several perennial All-Stars. The Bronx Bombers have blasted their way to 2 straight victories. Can another Oakland youngster take the sting out of New York's big bats today? The A's play the series finale against the Yankees next. Another cool, overcast day at the Coliseum as the A's wrap up this homestand. And Mark Teixeira, he's red hot, folks. Be careful with him. And that'll be the man who has to be careful with him. Tommy Milone, the young left-hander, making the start. He'll try to shut down the Yankees. It is Hyundai Sunday here on Comcast Sportsnet California. It's the A's and the Yankees, Game 3 of the series. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball, along with Ray Fosse. I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, the Yankees have flexed their muscles in this series. 15 runs, and Ray, they've hit 6 home runs, 3 of them by Mark Teixeira.
You know, sometimes a hitter wakes up, and I think the man has awakened this weekend. Mark Teixeira on Friday night against Tyson Ross. He got an off-speed pitch. He hit a home run. That was a 2-run home in a 3-run inning, all unearned, but they still counted for Mark Teixeira. That was just the beginning. Yesterday afternoon, a big day. Couple of home runs, 5 runs batted in. That was a fastball from Cologne. Did not get it inside. How about this? The shift was on, a couple of runners on base. He went through the shift with a base hit, driving in a couple of runs. You know, the thing about Mark Teixeira, he doesn't like to walk. That pitch is out of the strike zone. It's ball 4. Instead, it's a home run. A big day for Mark Teixeira. He has awakened. He's swinging the bat very well.
So there's the challenge for that young man, Tommy Milone. He's got to have everything working today.
It's all about changeup for Tommy Milone. He spots his fastball, but the changeup is his biggest pitch. He knows he has power hitters. He knows they hit from the right side with a lot of power. If his changeup is working and Kurt Suzuki will work him well, he should do well against this very aggressive ball club.
And he will be opposed by Hiroki Kuroda, the veteran right-hander for the Yankees. So we're set to go. The 3rd and final game of the series and the final game of the homestand. Boy, the A's would like to head out on the road with the victory. Josh Reddick, he'll have something to say about that. Lineups and first pitch from the Coliseum when we come back, as it's the A's and the Yankees.
Guess What's Next California is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Toyota, check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today. And by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
A's and Yankees, we're just about set to roll, and boy, the A's need a win to slow down the Yankees. The Yankees have won 4 in a row. The A's have lost 4 in a row, and this is the final game of this homestand, so that's the job for the left-hander Tommy Milone this afternoon. Game time weather brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 56 degrees, and not a sign of sunshine, not yet anyways. We hope maybe some of the marine layer will clear off, but it did not clear off yesterday, so we will wait and see. So
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So cool afternoon, but a decent crowd on a Sunday afternoon, Hyundai Sunday. So the A's have taken the field. There were the green tops today. Lineup cards are being exchanged right behind Kurt Suzuki. And let's check out the Yankee lineup for today. Jeter, Granderson, Teixeira moves up to the 3rd spot. He hit 5th the first 2 games of the series. Rodriguez cleanup, Cano, Swisher, Jones in there for the first time, as is Jason Nix, and Chris Stewart behind the plate.
It's been well documented that Tommy Milone pitches well here at the Coliseum, and sure, he talks about the great place to pitch, maybe the foul territory, but I think more importantly, when he pitches here, his changeup is very effective. He did it against the Tigers, did it against the Angels. Those are 2 of the last 3 starts, and I think the bottom line, if he works the changeup and Kurt Suzuki does a very good job working with him, that he will throw it multiple times, even in each at bat. And that's the key for him, because it comes out of the same slot as his fastball, which makes it a very good pitch.
Let's check out the defense for the A's today. The outfield has Smith in left, Crisp in center, Reddick in right. The infield, Donaldson, Pennington on the left side, Weeks and Barton on the right side, and Kurt Suzuki is the catcher. So Derek Jeter strides into the box. Set to go. Yankees won on Friday night 6-3. They won yesterday afternoon 9-2. Home runs have been the story in this series. The Yankees have hit 6. The A's have hit 3. So Jeter digs in.
See if he swings at the first pitch again. He's been pretty consistent in swinging at the first offering.
And Malone's first pitch is just a bit outside. So we're underway from the Coliseum.
First pitch, 108.
Yankees are 25-21. The A's are 22-25. So the A's have slid 3 games under that 500 mark.
I think one of the great things about Tommy Milone also, he faced the Red Sox in Boston, always a tough venue for any pitcher, especially a rookie, and he's faced some top teams, and he's gone against some pitchers on the other team that have been notable. But he knows what he has to do to be successful, and if those pitches are working, he should be.
2-1 now to Jeter. Tommy Milone today is trying to become the first 7-game winner in the American League. That says a lot about the season that he has had. He's 6-3. Darvish is also pitching today, and he's looking for his 7th. If he gets it, well, he'll earned it today against the Yankees. 3-1 pitch is a strike on the outside corner, 3-2.
And from a 2-1 changeup, came back with a fastball. Derek Jeter questioning Tom Hallion on this call to the outside corner, and like a pretty good pitch, at least from that angle. I see Tom Hallion's strikeout call. Maybe he's going to give it the first bat.
That was lined to left field. Smith coming in. He goes into a slide. He did not catch it. Brian O'Nora, the third base umpire, got out there, and well, he got a good look at it. And we'll get an even better look at it with the replay, but it's going to go as a base hit for Jeter.
Yeah, it just barely right at the edge of his glove. It did not hit the webbing, which a lot of times you'll see with an outfielder's glove, but that one looked like it did hit grass before it popped into the the pocket.
So Jeter has a leadoff single here in the first inning, and that'll bring up Granderson. Right, we talked about it in the A's pregame live show, and we've seen how well the Yankees hitters make adjustments. And I'm curious to see how they do it today against a guy they've never seen before. A guy who really fastball change. And the Yankees are masters at it because most of them are veteran hitters.
Well, that's what's so great about the video coordinators. You know, Adam Roden, we talk about Adam so often about what he does for the players, and you know every club has one, so they've watched a lot of video. This being the 10th start for Tommy Milone, they've seen every one of them, every one of his starts, so they know, they have an idea, kind of not necessarily a pattern, but how he pitches certain situations. They more than likely saw Curtis Granderson, the lefty. They saw the home run that he gave up to Big Poppy, David Ortiz in Boston, the first hit to a lefty that he'd given up.
And we also saw the Yankees really in the first two games of the series, at least against the starters, swing earlier in the count. See what they do with Milone, and a lot of times it's that second at bat where they start making their adjustments. 2-1 to Granderson. Short lead for Jeter. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
By Curtis Granderson, even though it's a lefty on the mound, it does not matter to that man, Joe Girardi. He's going to put Granderson in the lineup. He has made some great adjustments. Kevin Long, the hitting coach, and we saw it last year and into this season. Lefties, righties, it doesn't matter with him.
Granderson checks his swing, and now it's a full count, so we'll see if Jeter is on the move.
Let's just hope this is a game in which, for Tommy Milone, it's going to take him a couple of batters, a few pitches to get in a nice groove. He's 3-2 to the first two hitters.
Jeter not running, and the pitch is outside. He walked it. This is among American League rookies.
Batting in the third position.
Pitchers first in innings, tied for first in wins.
Teixeira.
He's making his 10th start. Well, there's no question the youngster knows how to pitch.
Yesterday, Bartolo Colon had a very smooth 1-2-3 first inning, and then gave up a few runs. So it was just the opposite for Milone, who struggled with the first two batters.
And now he faces the red-hot Mark Teixeira, hitting third today.
Yeah, but I think there's an example for hitters facing a pitcher for the first time. All three batters have taken the first pitch.
There you go.
At least, even though they know what he throws, kind of get an idea standing at home plate and how he throws.
Could it be maybe that all the video they watched, they know he's got a good change, and maybe saying, hey, if you can lay off the change, if you can, do so and make him give you a fastball at some point. But I would think laying off a good changeup is very hard to do because it looks like a fastball.
That's the whole key. That's the reason a pitcher has a good changeup, because it does look like a fastball when he throws it. It's a cutter. See the Exmo with the ball breaking down and in to Mark Teixeira. Good pitch. Ideally trying to get him roll over on one and hit into a double play.
1-2 to Teixeira. Slightly open stance from the right side. Shoots from foul. A fastball at 89 miles an hour.
Yeah, I think that time he was sitting changeup, but fouled off the fastball. This time, though, yesterday he was hitting home runs against Bartolo Colon. Fastball did not get in where Bartolo wanted it, and then what should have been ball four, instead of home run to left center. Mark Teixeira always aggressive, showing it on that last at bat.
Jeter and Granderson are the runners. Another 1-2 pitch, and that's looped down the left field line, but foul, broken bat. Okay, I just saw it, Ray. Teixeira had a new bat in his hand before the ball boy fielded the foul ball, and I'm not exaggerating.
Well, that's our San Jose State graduate, Brett Bauer, who just retrieved another bat of Mark Teixeira's in case he breaks another one. He walked yesterday, got his diploma, and back at work this afternoon. Cliffy and Matty taught him well, you know that.
Teixeira reaches for that one and pops it up. Suzuki and Donaldson coming together. Donaldson right in front of the dugout, and he makes the catch.
Now they fooled him with a changeup. Well, that's where you're happy to have all the foul territory. And that's exactly what Tommy Malone, any pitcher, thinks about. This is in the seats in any other park in the American League. Mark Teixeira gets another at bat. Fooled on the changeup, out in front. And there's the foul territory. All of it. And Josh Donaldson able to catch it in front of the A's dugout. But that's where you like to have the extended foul territory, facing a tough hitter, taking a bat out of his hand.
There's the breakdown. 29% of the pitches Malone throws are changeups. Here's Alex Rodriguez. 280 with 7 homers and 19 RBIs for Rodriguez. Couple hits in the series. Got an RBI, sac fly, and a stolen base. The old eye black.
That looks like the old original. Used to take the cork out of the bottle caps and burn it. That's how far I go back. But they've got little tape strips, but look like an eye black pencil or something. But there's a little bit of a glare. Deflect some of the glare to the fielders.
So that's what eye black does.
Yes.
Kind of pulls the glare away from your eyes.
Exactly.
And it does work.
And even though it's overcast, there is still a glare, and you'll see guys wearing sunglasses, and there's different types of sunglasses that are available to brighten up everything and darken things depending on the sun.
That one's looped to right field, and that's a base hit. Jeter is going to be held at third as the throw comes through on one hop to Suzuki. So Alex Rodriguez, soft line drive to right field to load the bases for Robinson Cano.
Well, the respect that the opposing teams have for the arm of Josh Reddick, I think, just showed it right here. Derek Jeter,
Number 24.
kind of a decent jump off second, but Reddick fielded it perfectly. Strong throw up the line a little bit, but Thompson had already held Jeter at third base. And there's no doubt, as we saw yesterday, he held up a couple of runners with Mark Teixeira up, and he drove in the 2. So the A's still looking for the double play to get out of the inning. And a tough guy to try to do it. Josh Reddick doing it all. Defense and swing of the bat.
So Robinson Cano steps in. Cano has homered in each game in this series. And he hits one center field shallow. Pennington out. And this is not going to get it done as Jeter has to go back. And that is a huge out.
Well, jumping on the first pitch, and maybe for Robbie Cano to see the first 4 batters and see how Tommy Malone's throwing, and gets the fastball and straight up the chute. And Cliff Pennington, what a great job. He has a tremendously strong arm, but watch as he sets up. Robbie Cano got under it, but Pennington set up. He started backpedaling in case Jeter decided to go. He was going to be prepared to throw, and Jeter, of course, just down the line a little bit.
So maybe an early momentum
that's
grabber here if Malone can get out of this. Swisher is the hitter. Well, just 170 with the bases loaded this year for the Yankees as a team. And the first pitch to Swisher is a strike. Swisher's 29 RBIs leads the team at this moment. innings inside, although Teixeira now with 28 after his big day yesterday. Jeter, Granderson, Rodriguez are your runners. Swisher, a line drive, foul.
A little too quick on a fastball to 87, so not the true fastball. So Swisher's quickness hurt him. Left leg, foot down, top hand, foul ball. Did not get the fastball in where he wanted it either, and that's the reason that he hit it as hard as he did. Fortunately, foul. Dropped a changeup into the dirt outside corner to get him to swing over.
Well, he did, and Swisher took a look at it. 2-2 the count. So this is your kind of your go-go pitch, right? This is the one you want to get your guy.
Well, he could throw another changeup now and another changeup 3-2 if that's what it takes. He is that good, but Swisher also is very good at taking pitches. He is a very smart hitter.
2-2 is popped up. Weeks is under it, and he's got it, and Malone gets out of it. A little snow cone from Jamal Weeks. So the Yankees had the bases loaded, 1 out, and Malone gets out of it. Yankees do not score. Tommy Malone works out of a jam in the top of the first. Let's check out the Athletics lineup as we go to the bottom of the first. Weeks, Crisp, Reddick, Smith, Kaihui, Donaldson, Barton, Suzuki, and Pennington.
And starting to get the A's for the first time as a Yankee, first time since 2009. Hiroki Kuroda. He faced the A's as a member of the Dodgers in 09. The A's beat him in that game, and of course they may be a little bit familiar. Adam Roden will make sure they know what he throws, which is a 2-4 seam fastball. He will throw a splitter, which not a lot of pitchers throw that pitch anymore, but he does. 3-6 on the season, so not the kind of start the Yankees had hoped when they signed in the offseason.
Yankees defense has Nixon left, Granderson in center, Swisher in right, Rodriguez, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. A lot of gold gloves on the infield with Chris Stewart doing the catching.
Yes, Russell Martin has a little bit of a stiff neck, which keeps him out of the lineup today. And yesterday, Stewart, of course, has been catching CC Sabathia quite a bit. A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez back at third. Shabby was there yesterday.
First pitch to Weeks is a strike. Weeks hitting 206, couple of home runs, 5 RBIs. So Kuroda spent 11 years in Japan, 4 years with the Dodgers, and then signed the 1-year, $10 million contract to pitch for the Yankees.
Nice to be a free agent.
His years in Los Angeles with the Dodgers, he pitched very well. Win-loss didn't always show up.
Watch the leg lifts up and then brings up a little more. So, like a lot of Japanese-born pitchers, they have a little bit of a different delivery. And we started with Hideo Nomo, the first to pitch at this level. He also pitched for the Dodgers. Nomo, very successful. He's had a chance to see him on the trip to Tokyo. Talked about the forkball. I think he could still throw one.
Yep. Weeks bounces one into right field, and that's a base hit.
That's 3 consecutive games this weekend that Jamal's led off with a base hit, but he's not advanced. So let's hope maybe the speed,
position.
something will happen in this game that he actually swung that ball 3, pitched down, probably even out of the strike zone, but that's what Jamal needs to do, and that is hit ground balls and take the chance of them getting through the infield, get on base. We've talked about it. Caused a little havoc with his speed. Coco needs to do the same.
So here's Coco Crisp. Coco takes low. Alex Rodriguez way in at third. And a long look down by Coco Crisp.
Just a flare to left field pass or anything past Alex Rodriguez at third base, and he is really engineering, thinking Coco's going to bunt.
And since coming back from the disabled list, Crisp is 1 for 20.
You know what Alex Rodriguez is doing? It's trying to force maybe Coco not to bunt. As close as he is getting, I mean, he is moving all the way up in here before the pitch is made. It's kind of tempting him to bunt.
Well, the count now 2-0. So you're saying if a guy is struggling, let's see if he'll hit a ground ball somewhere.
Exactly. Struggling and maybe take the bunt away from him, although if Coco did bunt, he'd try to drag the ball probably away from Alex Rodriguez at third. These runners have green lights. I mean, green light means that they feel they could get a jump, they can run. The only time they're told not to, they put a stop sign. Bob Melvin to Mike Gallego. It's a matter of the base runners trying to pick up the move. You know, no doubt Jamal Wiggs seeing Kuroda for the first time and trying to figure out how much time he takes to deliver the ball.
Weeks now second in the AL in steals. BJ Upton has 11 for the Rays. And with the A's struggling offensively, just not getting a lot of base runners, what it has done is it's kind of taken the stolen base away. The A's have just 2 steals in their last 10 games.
I can't recall even an attempt.
Well, it's just they just have not had a lot of base runners. Not running, and the pitch, strike 2 call.
I don't know if Coco is taking some pitches to see if Jamal is going to run. And again, if the hitter knows the runner has the green light, he will take some pitches. Coco does that very well. But now with 2 strikes, he's going to have to do something. And Alex Rodriguez moves back to his normal position at third.
Outfield straightaway and shallow. Kuroda last year, talking about that run support or lack of, he was 13-60, but his ERA was 3.07. He pitched over 200 innings. I mean, that's a very good ERA. Coco lost one to shallow right field. Swisher is under it. So that's out number 1. All right, here's our Subway Eat Fresh Ask Glenn and Ray question. Visit the A's page at csncalifornia.com to submit your question. Steve and Amber from Fairfield ask, what is the green mitten that Jamal Weeks puts on his left hand when he's on base? Good question.
We had a real close-up, and see how that covers the fingers. It's basically to keep the fingers as he slides head first from banging the fingers into the bag. See guys do that when they're sliding head first, as Jamal does when he's attempting to steal and use it with the left hand. And Coco, when he broke his finger, wore one. I think he still wears one. But it's a protection of the hand sliding as they go in and attempt to steal a base. It prevents the fingers from extending and jamming into the bag, and when that happens, or getting it's the Giants that tagged Coco so hard and broke his finger in the exhibition game.
Juan
Uribe, yes, now with the Dodgers. But usually that is worn for base stealers. It's not to keep his fingers warm. It's to protect them against jamming into the bag at second base.
And I guess if you just think about, if you're the base runner and you're sliding and where the infielder is, you'd want it on your left hand because usually that's the hand that's going to touch the bag.
Yeah, or be tagged.
That's right.
That's hard. But there's the left hand going in, and see how it kind of turns the side. It's, you know, Jamal has a tendency of sliding late as he did there and overslid second base. And if the infielders know that, they will stay on with the tag. And he has been called out a couple of times because of it.
Now you see his other hand, his right hand. He is holding on to a batting glove, which you see a lot of guys do.
Batting glove or put dirt on their hands, and basically that's to keep the hand closed so they don't extend the fingers as well with that hand.
So even though the mitt that he's wearing, the fingers are extended, but there's some protection around the fingers.
See, the guys that always slid feet first, they didn't have to do that. Now there's so many guys, I can't think of many who do slide feet first.
Reddick swings and misses, and that's the first strikeout for Hiroki Kuroda. So how do you think it would have went over, Ray, if fastball up and away, if you would have hauled out one of those sliding mitts when you were playing? Not so popular?
Probably not. You know, and it's interesting you say that because I talked to Sandy Alomar Jr., great catcher. The knee protectors, you know, where they wear down on the calves. So when a catcher sits down or gets down the squat, he's like sitting on a chair.
Yeah.
Sandy had one of those in AAA. He didn't wear it in the big leagues because he thought he shouldn't. That you know, it just didn't look right to do it at the major league level.
There goes Weeks. Stewart's throw is right there, and they got it. Stewart can throw, and he just showed it off his arm. Very accurate. Jeter put the tag, and Weeks is thrown out stealing, and that'll do it for the A's in the bottom of the first. On to the second. No score.
No score, top of the second. Jamal Weeks did attempt to steal second base, but Chris Stewart, what a great job. Watch him watch as he starts to move this way with the ball. See how it's coming? Ball's down, yet he makes a perfect, strong throw to second base. But the fact that his body was moving towards second base enabled him to kind of backhand the ball, and he laid it on the bag perfectly at second base. And Jamal Weeks, remember the protection on the left hand? Watch his left thumb. It's not protected, and he jammed it into the bag, and he gets up looking at that thumb. He's going to have to put that in the mitten as well. But Chris Stewart showed exactly what you did.
That one's launched left center field. Andrew Jones has homered, and the Yankees lead 1-0. So a no-doubter by Andrew Jones. That's his 5th.
And it's kind of a first pitch, get me over fastball, it looked like, because it's about 86, and it got over and got out quickly. And Andrew Jones is not playing the first 2 games. Right over the top, and extension of Jones, and another home run hit by the Yankees. And yes, they do have a few, but that's the bench of the Yankees. You've got a couple of guys alternating between Xavi hitting left-handed and Jones right-handed. Jones comes in today, sees 1 pitch, and home run.
So it's nice to have a guy in the bench, Ray, that has 425 home runs in his career.
Exactly.
Did I read that right?
That's right.
Does that sound right? 425.
Yeah, you look at his first, 10 years with the Braves. I mean, he came up as a teenager. Gold Glove center fielder. And
51 in 2005 with Atlanta. That one lined down the left field line, but it's fouled by Jason Nix. So 1-0 Yankees, their 7th home run in this series.
Yeah, think about Tommy Malone, and we talk about the deception and the great changeup. But his fastball, and he knows, and we all know, is not overpowering. So a mistake with a fastball is one that can be hit. And the velocity, if it's 92, 93, might not hit as well.
That one's hit to right center. That's hit well, and Reddick cannot quite get it. And Nix is going to have a long double. Off the bat, you didn't think anybody had a shot, but then the ball just kind of hung up there, and Reddick almost got to it.
It was a changeup, and he left it up. Then look at the location. That's the key. And Nix strong, no doubt, as he's able to stay back enough to drive the ball to right center. And what an effort, great effort by Josh Reddick, backing up his Coco Crisp. That's how close Reddick came to catching the ball as he banged into the wall.
So here's Stewart.
And yesterday, similar situation. He bunted and got the runner over. Xavi over to third base after his leadoff double.
Stewart will bunt again, and he'll take a strike. But I wanted to ask you more about the throw by Stewart, and you liked his form and all that. Talking about a little momentum towards second base, but to do that, doesn't there have to be an anticipation of pitch location? I mean, can you do that, move towards second base a little bit, if the pitch is right down the middle and the guy, there's a chance the guy may be swinging at it? You understand what I'm saying?
Well, the key there, with the movement going forward, and realize that if a hitter is going to swing, he's going to go forward as well.
Okay.
I mean, he's not going to go backwards and then forwards. He's going to pretty much load up and then go. Watch and see the hitter stops, and then Stewart is going out. Basically, he's in front of the hitter. So had Smith swung, there might have been interference. But if the hitter swings, again, he's usually going forward with his bat, and he's not able, or very rare there's interference. Now with Jamal Weeks and was it Bobby Wilson with the Angels, so, he swung, stayed in the batter's box, but his follow through, Wilson was so far forward, he hit, I guess his back swing or his follow through hit Wilson, and was interference called. The runner had to go back. I don't think that's interference if the batter stays in the box and the catch goes that far forward. But there's not as much catcher's interference as you might imagine from that type of move. But what Stewart did with the pitch down, his momentum was going out. He backhanded the ball and came up. I saw Alex Avila do it last year. We saw Matt Wieters do it in Baltimore. Those guys start their momentum forward, So at least, even though they can make an adjustment to catch the ball, they put themselves in a position to throw. And in the case of a guy with a strong arm, as Stewart has, it really helped him, even though the pitch was almost in the dirt.
And there's probably pitch locations where it's easier to get a little momentum going to second base. Right? Obviously, a pitch outside.
But that was a fastball that he threw, so at least he knew it was going to be straight. A curveball, slider, splitter makes it a little bit different. But Stewart disappointed didn't get the bunt down, but he made a great throw to keep Weeks from getting into scoring position.
1-1 to Jeter. Jeter down the right field line and foul. So there's some catchers who maybe just wait a little too long to get their momentum going. Maybe even after they catch it.
Well, the thing there is if you catch the ball first, your feet are not quick enough. Your footwork is not quick enough to be able to turn unless you're Pudge Rodriguez. Rodriguez could do it because his arm was so strong. Plus, not a lot of guys ran on it because he was such a great catcher and throwing out base runners. But you have to have some momentum going. You can't stand flat-footed and try to catch the ball and turn quickly enough to get enough on the throw to throw out the base runner. Especially if your pitcher doesn't help. That just complicates it even more.
2-2 to Jeter. Andrew Jones with a home run here in the second inning. Weeks trying to keep Nix close. Jeter hit that one off the plate. And if he wouldn't have hit it, the ball may have hit the plate.
Exactly. He's filled on the changeup and enough to make contact way out in front and just kind of slapped at the ball and half swing. I don't like those half swings. Swisher did that Friday night and hit a home run.
So another 2-2 to Jeter. And a shot. Pennington one-hops. Throws in time on the backhand. Nice play by Pennington. It was a hard hit one-hopper. So Nix stays at second, and now there are 2 outs.
Well, enough for Cliff Pennington. Once he backhanded the ball, watch how he sets himself. He has a very strong arm and an accurate throw to Derek Barton. He knew he had a little extra time because the ball was hit hard. Derek Jeter not as fast as he once was, but still hustles down the line. But it's a matter of knowing the hitters, how hard the ball is hit, and who's running, whether you have to rush or not.
First pitch to Granderson is outside with a fastball. Rangers are winning already. It's 9-2 in the 5th inning. Texas over the Blue Jays.
After that comeback last night or yesterday, whatever it ended, who knows what they're going to do.
Center field, Coco to his right and in. And he's got it, side retired. Home run by Andrew Jones, so we're headed to the bottom of the second. It's the Yankees 1 and the A's nothing. Ace Baseball and Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroads. The further you go, the closer you get. Trains departing daily from the heart of the Santa Cruz Mountains. Yankees with a 1-0 lead. It's the bottom of the second. Smith, Kaihui, and Donaldson for the Athletics. Another home run for the Yankees. They have now hit 7 in this series.
Well, the good thing about Tommy Malone, he's gotten out of 2 jams. One in the first, bases loaded, 1 out, and then a leadoff double doesn't advance. So positive thing is just the A's can score, because Andrew Jones' home run was a solo, as was the case yesterday, at least with Teixeira's.
Smith hitting .226, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. He was at the plate when Jamal Weeks got thrown out trying to steal. Shutdown innings for Kuroda, 90%. That's very good.
But he doesn't know this is Hyundai Sunday Smith.
True.
That time.
Get him next time. 4-3 on the putout. That's out number 1. So that'll bring up Keila Kaihui, who homered on Friday night.
Well, you like his aggressiveness. He has done that since day 1.
Batting in the fifth
Curveball
position.
from Nova, and he crushed it. He knew it was gone. And a nice swing, and good to see him able to stay in the lineup, although DHing. Say that because still the hamstring, a little bit of a bother for him, but not swinging the bat.
Kaihui will see some old friends next weekend. He's get to Kansas City.
Might have been the last time he was there when we were there, because that's when Eric Hosmer came up, and so Keela's playing well, though. That's the important thing for the Athletics, his new team.
One and 1 to Kaihui. Tell you how tough baseball is, Ray. And we've been raving about Eric Hosmer since we've seen him. I mean, he had terrific talent. He had 3 hits yesterday, a couple of RBIs. The 3 hits raised his average to 206.
Yep. I know he's been struggling big time.
Well, it gets better as Granderson makes the catch. He was hitting 8th in the Royals line. And now we saw him. We've seen him. If he's got a picture perfect third place hitter, I don't know who is, but 3 hits raises average to 206.
Well,
that's unbelievable.
And that's what the league does. And you know, he could simply look at a guy named Albert Pujols, who is hot, getting hot, and he will have the numbers. But you know, you can start slowly. And in the case of Hosmer, they basically first full year, second year in the big leagues. Word spreads fast about how to pitch a guy, how to get him out, and you have to constantly make adjustments.
And I bet there are other teams who are looking at Jamal Weeks and saying, wait a minute, this guy hit over 300 last year. He was terrific. How is he hitting 206?
Barely 200, exactly.
Swing and a miss by Donaldson.
That's why I still say the same thing about the game of baseball. And get into the big leagues is easy. You better work to stay here, though.
No question. Donaldson takes strike 3 called, and that is strikeout number 2 for Kuroda. A's do not score. We're headed to the 3rd. 1-0 New York. With Mark Teixeira, what he has to say about people wanting him to change his hitting style to raise his average. I respected the people who asked, and you listen. I tried to do it. It didn't work. My whole career, I have been a certain hitter, and it worked out well. I tried to make everybody happy. So that's Teixeira. And what he had to say about people wanting him to change his style, maybe hit for a higher average.
Come on.
It's like, well, that's ridiculous. Now, it comes from the fact that last year he hit just 248. Teixeira is going to have a leadoff double here in the third inning. I don't care if Mark Teixeira hits 225. I mean, he's a run producer. So he hit 248, 39 homers, 111 RBIs.
And gets a first pitch change up, and almost like he was sitting back waiting for it, and kept his bat back. Change up was up in the zone, which helped him. Remember, he popped up on a change up with runners at first and second in the first inning. That's the hitters who at least think about, okay, got me on a changeup. He's going to try to do it again. And since it's a first pitch, you can wait back.
Swing early.
Swing early. 76. I wouldn't say coaches throw that in batting practice, but that's a kind of a BP fastball if you're seeing it for the first pitch in the at bat.
First pitch to Alex Rodriguez is low. So interesting with Teixeira. This is his fourth year now with the Yankees. You see the batting average. It has gone down some, but
look at those columns. Doesn't matter. Take a look at those columns. I think there's every hitting coach, every manager would take a hitter who's going to hit 30-plus home runs, driving 100-plus runs. Well, there's a broken bat. He no more steps out of the batter's box, and there's Brett Bauer with another bat for him. He's a hustler. He knows what he has to do, and that's to get the extra bat in the on-deck circle. They want to speed up the game, and that's what he does. And by the way, Alex Rodriguez is not here trying to think about a base hit or a ground ball to the right side to advance Teixeira. Fourth place hitter, 600-plus home runs. He's trying to drive the runner in from second.
Outfield straightaway and deep. And a swing and a miss. That one run down and in to Rodriguez.
And with the sun peeking through the eye black at Alex Rodriguez. And there's the cut fastball really breaking sharply down and in. Sometimes take a chance to hit him in the back foot.
Robinson Cano waits in the on-deck circle. Yankees have 16 extra base hits in this series. 9 doubles and 7 home runs. And that one's hit toward Donaldson. Stays down on it. Froze in time. And Rodriguez is retired. So that'll bring up Robinson Cano, who has a home run in each game of the series.
Well, he's good. This one off Tyson Ross straight away center field on a low fastball. Kind of inside a little bit. And Cano took it deep. And yesterday, Bartolo didn't get the fastball in enough. So Bartolo this morning said, two-seamer? He said, straight.
He's honest.
He knows exactly what happened. He tried to throw the two-seamer. It straightened out, and he got hit.
So Cano got a fastball to hit his first at bat when he came up with the bases loaded and 1 out, and he popped it up. Seven home runs, 20 RBIs. Looks like he's taking all the way. Cano's whole game has a nonchalantness, if that's a word about it.
Well, it's smooth. Very smooth, casual. I mean, it's but he knows his style of play, and he was criticized that because of that when he first came up. I think everybody realized that he could perform doing that the way he did and put up the numbers that he has put up. Can't argue with it. He's taken 3 pitches, but don't expect him to take a 4th if it's down the middle.
Swisher in the on-deck circle. Taken all the way, and it's outside, ball 4.
Well, every Thursday home game, there's 50% off Plaza Level tickets on Throwback Thursday. 10,000 fans receive a commemorative scorecard and a free bag of peanuts. It's turned out to be a very nice event the first Thursday. Tickets you can get at oaklandathletics.com/Thursday. Throwback Thursday. That will be taking place when the A's return for the next homestand. That's a short homestand. School games with Rangers before they head back out to start interleague play again.
Arizona, Colorado. Not a bad interleague trip. You get to go home.
That's right.
See the family.
A little ball with Matthew.
Yeah. It's a big swing and a miss. Breaking ball from Malone to Swisher.
If it's 100 degrees, it might have to play ball with Matthew inside.
Gonna close the roof.
Starting to heat up a little bit in the valley.
Day off in Colorado. Denver, very nice town. Swisher lofts one, right field line and foul. But before that, a trip to Minneapolis and Kansas City. We'll leave tonight after the game. We'll have an off day on Thursday in Kansas City. And then that 4-game series against the Texas Rangers. Of course, this Wednesday is when Manny Ramirez is eligible to be reinstated. We will see if that indeed happens.
Cespedes took BP again today. He's going to go out to play the next 3 days. Jonas Cespedes, and if everything goes okay, he will join the club in Kansas City. And great news about Brandon Inge. What a game he had yesterday in Sacramento. 5 hits, a couple of home runs, grand slam. He'll be playing tomorrow on Memorial Day in Minneapolis. I think that's a pretty good assurance.
Swisher swings and misses at a good changeup. Well, this is Jonas Cespedes batting practice today.
Well, he has been anxious to get back and start playing again.
Number 22,
a lot of time missed, and still the bat speed is there. Just taking it easy, and that's why for him going out and playing 3 games.
Yes.
And yes, if he goes to Sacramento, his teammate will be Manny Ramirez.
I'd go watch that.
Pretty impressive numbers for the young man who started the season signing with the Athletics, and I'd like to look at those numbers had he not gone on the disabled list, how much better they would be. And that's why Bob Melvin and the staff looking forward to getting his bat back in the middle of the lineup.
Want to know to Andrew Jones, who homered in the 2nd inning, a long shot up into the seats in left center field. Fastball runs inside.
It really didn't work out for Andrew Jones was Los Angeles.
No.
The Dodgers, but since the Dodgers, he has bounced around various clubs, and every club that's had him has enjoyed not only being a veteran teammate, but also his contribution.
Donaldson has it. He'll step on the bag. Side retired. So Malone out of a jam again. 2 more stranded by the Yankees. by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Now we're starting to get a little sunshine around the Bay Area, warming things up a little bit. Clouds breaking up. Bottom of the third, the Yankees with a 1-0 lead over the Athletics.
The A's batters this inning. And now, here's Jenna.
So Derek Barton will lead it off against Hiroki Kuroda, 37-year-old right-hander. Barton, Suzuki, and Pennington. Couple of strikeouts for Kuroda in the first 2 innings. He's allowed 1 hit. That was the leadoff single by Weeks. .210 the average with a home run and 4 RBIs for Derek Barton. Rolls that one foul.
We talked about Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson and for the weekend series, and another Hall of Famer, another former Athletic. His number retired also, Dennis Eckersley. Stopped by to say hello this morning, and it was good to see Eck, who's in town visiting his mother. But the man could pitch, whether as a starter or a reliever, and it was on Memorial Day 1977 that he pitched his no-hitter against the Angels. So that anniversary tomorrow for the Eck.
You saw Eck as a youngster, and then you saw him as the reliever.
I caught him as a youngster and broadcast his 300th save.
You know what that means, Ray? That means he pitched a long time.
He pitched a long time. That's right. That's the main thing.
Would you say, did he throw a lot harder as a youngster when he was a starter than he did with the Athletics? Because there weren't radar guns back then. I mean, how hard was Eck throwing when he was young?
I think the biggest thing was control. He had it from day one.
So even when he was young, he had good control.
Very good control, hard slider, and really did not throw many more pitches as a starter as far as the type of pitches than he did as a closer. But he could paint.
Cano a couple steps to his right. He's got it, and that's out number 1. Well, now in its 6th season, the Comcast Sportsnet All-Star Teacher Program recognizes Bay Area teachers that make a difference. Visit csncalifornia.com to see finalist bios and video features and vote for the 2012 All-Star Teacher. The winning teacher receives $20,000 for his or her school.
You know, the reputation of a pitcher who can throw strikes helps tremendously. And I don't care what umpires saying, and I'm not saying they look out, they see who's pitching, but they know. I experienced it both sides, catching for Oakland and catching for Cleveland. You know, the difference in type of pitchers. And if you're sitting there and a pitcher has a good reputation of throwing strikes, you can move off the plate. You don't have to sit in the middle of the plate. Go to the corners. Umpires want to call strikes. They want to force hitters to swing the bat. And Eck had that type of control. That, man, he could just, they say, paintbrush on the corners, and he could do it.
One and one the count to Kurt Suzuki, hitting 8th in the A's lineup. And he skies this one left center, medium deep, and now coming over is Granderson. He calls off Nix, and Granderson takes charge. He's the captain of the outfield. So that is out number 2. Eck on the all-time save list. He is 6th. A couple guys over 600. Rivera said he's coming back next year.
You see the lefty, John Franco and Billy Wagner, 424, 422. And then, of course, Randy Myers, a lefty. There's only 5 lefties to amass at least 200 saves, and the A's are fortunate to have one of them in their bullpen. And Ryan Fuentes. I had to think of his real name because everybody calls him Tito.
Tito.
You know, had to pause there for a second. And the accustomed calling. There he is, Brian Fuentes. Got his 200th in Boston, so congratulations on that list as well. That's quite a list when you're one of 5 to get to the 200 save mark. He's 48 yet with the Angels, and he'll be looking forward to going back to Colorado, where he was the closer for the Rockies.
Pennington drives one to center. Granderson gets back, and he's got it. That's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Roki Kuroda. So we're on to the 4th inning. 1-0 Yankees.
Ladies
from the NYA AT OAK Coliseum. It was a Andrew Jones home run in the 2nd inning, the only run scored in the game so far. Angels are underway up in Seattle, and it's a 2-0 Angels lead in the 4th inning over the Mariners. Angels have won 5 in a row, and they're going for the 4-game sweep of Seattle.
And they have taken over 2nd place in the division. They've been winning, and unfortunately the A's have not. And the A's on a 4-game losing streak. Find a way to stop everything that's been happening.
C.J. Wilson looking for his 6th win for the Angels. We see pitching for the Mariners. Howie Kendrick with an early home run. Angels will head home after that game in Seattle, and they will start a 9-game homestand. That homestand starts with the Yankees. Seattle is the exact opposite. The Mariners will head out on a 9-game road trip.
And they just barely got home.
Yeah, seems like they've been gone the entire first 2 months of the season. Brandon League out as the closer in Seattle. He's had a blown save the other night. They have removed him for the time being anyways as their closer. Nix, Stewart, and Jeter for the Yankees here in the 4th inning. Nix with a double in the 2nd inning. It'll drive to right center field. Gets jammed this time. Donaldson in front of Pennington, and that's out number 1.
Well, with the future Hall of Famer and multi-Gold Glove winner, how about Pudge Rodriguez? Watch his movement. Put the sunglasses on, ready for the challenge. Watch the movement of his body, how he goes after the ball and makes a strong throw. Runner at third base or going to third, throws him out easily and just goes after it, turns, perfect throw right on the bag. So Pudge Rodriguez, who announced his retirement this year, so you can mark it down 5 years. He'll be at Cooperstown.
Well, you could tell how quick his feet were.
Yeah. And Bill Stewart, watch him as he goes after the ball. His body's turning as well. Backhands the ball, makes a perfect throw to second. And so maybe not the arm strength, but the movement of Stewart, similar to that of Pudge Rodriguez. But reputation of Pudge, don't run. Don't even think about it. And Johnny Oates again great manager, Johnny Oates, would say to the pitching staff, don't worry so much about the run at first base. Pudge will take care of it.
Yep.
And he did.
Stewart takes strike 3 called. Second strikeout for Malone.
Well, just get him some runs. He has settled down, and Tommy Malone, a fastball, pitch count up a little bit, so 0-2 goes right after Stewart with a fastball, right down the middle. And there's the Tom Halyan strike 3 call. I'm always looking forward to that as he turns and double fist pump. Eddie Montague, supervisor, has to mark that down as one of the best.
Yep. It's nice to see Eddie Montague here. He's here quite a bit. He always stops by to say hi. Do we have any umpiring questions or rules questions? We ask Eddie. Why not?
Right. Some of the things he doesn't like that I comment on, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
You know, just keep him honest on his toes. He wanted to throw me out even before the game started today.
Yeah, you're the only broadcaster who can get kicked out by a retired umpire. It could happen yet today. Good inning for Malone. 1-0 Yankees. Four players to homer from both sides of the plate in the same game 11 or more times. All right.
Do we have 2 in the house? 3 maybe? Maybe 3.
Yeah. 1-0. Yankees lead bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be the top of the order for the A's.
Let's see, you have to be a switch hitter, don't you?
I would say that probably.
Probably. Pretty good chance you have to be a switch hitter. And I don't think Jamal Weeks is one of them.
No. Weeks with a base hit. His first at bat. So he's starting to bunch some hits together. 4 for 10 in this series so far. There's a strike on the outside corner. Looked like it was a little outside. Weeks goes for a walk. That Ranger game now in the 7th inning with Texas leading 9-3 over Blue Jay.
You were talking earlier about Eric Hosmer, where he's hitting the lineup. How about the Tampa Bay Rays leading off with Carlos Pena?
Saw that. Again today?
Again today. Yeah, I just confirmed that. I know he had been, and Joe Madden put in that slot. I mean, here's a guy that hits home runs, big home run hitter, not so much a on base or average hitter, for an average, but that is Joe Madden.
On the infield, Jeter fighting the sun. Gets that glove up. Shades the eyes, makes the catch.
Sunday, June the 17th, the San Diego Padres will be in town for a Father's Day weekend. Game time is 1:05. It's Cocoa Crisp Chia Pet Day. 10,000 fans receive Cocoa Crisp Chia Pet, courtesy of Chevron Extra Mile. Tickets are at OaklandAthletics.com, or you can call 877-493-BALL. So the A's having a home game for Mother's Day, and we'll be back here as well on Father's Day.
Good. I'm okay with that. Well, speaking of the Rays, but they've had that wild series in Boston. Bench clearing brawl on Friday night, and then yesterday the Rays take a 2-1 lead into the bottom of the 9th inning, and Saltalamacchia hits a 2-run homer. So the Red Sox yesterday steal a win from the Rays. Today the exact same opposite happened. The Red Sox had a 3-2 lead going to the top of the 9th. They're 3 outs away, and Sean Rodriguez hits a 2-run homer, gives the Rays a 4-3 lead. They hang on and win it. So it ends up the one bounced. Jeter handles a tricky little hockey he's got.
And the sun has come out. Derek Jeter using his glove to foul the baseball. Of course, the sunglasses on and a big old wow. Yeah, that's the sun. He knows it, and he's been in the league since '96. He's been coming to the Coliseum, but they always say that no matter how many years they play, when the sun comes out at the Coliseum, left side of the infield, left field, the toughest with the 105 starts. So even the experience of the Gold Glove shortstop, they always look at those types of plays and say, just hope you stay with it. And the glove is such a great tool to have, to use that to shade your eyes. And you're just putting the glove up there, waiting for the ball to come out of the sun. It's there. And you know it's eventually going to come out of the sun. You just hope the glove is there to shade quickly enough for you to find it. Those guys wearing sunglasses, of course, trying to help.
There's a strike to Reddick. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many Gold Gloves you have. Ball in the sun, it's brutal.
Yeah. The sun does not know you have a Gold Glove or not.
Does not. 2-2 now to Reddick.
I think Josh Reddick now starting to experience what it's like to be the top hitter, top home run hitter. 2-0 slider he got from Kuroda. He yesterday got a first pitch fastball from CC Sabathia that he hit a home run, and he knows that he's a good enough hitter to adjust and make the adjustments with pitches and how they're pitching him. And I'm sure the advanced scouting reports and the reports, the meetings they have, as they will for the Twins tomorrow, and the Yankees experiencing this right now is Nova and then CC yesterday. Straightaway center. That tied the game at 1. Or 2, that is. And I mean, you think about the way he was pitched his first at bat, all sliders. He jumps on a first pitch fastball. That's smart hitting.
It's this one well to center. Granderson gets back. Now he's under it. He's got it inside. Retired. 11 in a row retired by Hiroki Kuroda. It's 1-0 Yankees after 4. Only 4 players to homer from both sides of the plate in the same game 11 or more times. There they are.
Right there. That's new. He's the one they snuck in there. Yeah, that's why I said 3 in the house. Yeah.
Chili Davis, 350 career home runs.
Yeah, of course, a great switch hitter. Of course, a member of the world champion New York Yankees towards the end of his career. Couple of rings. Actually, the Twins and the Yankees.
Granderson, Teixeira, and Rodriguez here in the top of the 5th inning. 1-0, the Yankees. And Andrew Jones' home run is the difference. But we're talking about that Rays Red Sox, so the Rays go to Fenway and take 2 out of 3. Tampa Bay back to 10 games over 500. The Red Sox were at 500, so they dropped a game below. Big swing by Granderson. He just got a piece of it. Granderson a walk and a fly ball to center field so far today. Barton waits for a big hop. He'll take it himself, and that's out number 1. 6 in a row retired by Tommy Malone, so he has indeed settled down.
Pitch him away and then decided to try to go inside. Kurt Suzuki set up inside, and Granderson pulled the hands in, but all he could do is roll over on the 2-strike pitch. Good job of mixing up the pitches by Tommy Malone at 74 pitches with 1 out of the 5th.
First pitch from Teixeira is a strike. Teixeira takes just a bit outside. 1-1 the count. Pitch there, stayed right on the outside corner.
It's amazing how hitters will look for certain pitches, and when they don't get them, they'll take them. This looked like a pretty good pitch to hit or to extend his arms, and then goes after a changeup after the 2-1 fastball. So excellent pitch from Tommy Malone after nailing the outside corner. Got him out on the front foot, pitch in the dirt, and that's when Tommy pitches his best to the changeup. Seeing the location to the point that Kurt Suzuki has to catch the short hop and put the tag on the batter. If you get a power hitter out on the front foot like that, that's great pitching. So he kind of pitched him in reverse. Maybe he's looking changeup, 2-1, got the fastball, then he pulled the string.
Swing and a miss by Alex Rodriguez on a breaking ball. Rodriguez singled in the first, grounded out in the third. 636 career home runs for Alex Rodriguez. There's the changeup, and it's rolled foul. When you see 79, 80, 81 miles per hour, that's the changeup.
Look at the first inning. That's when he struggled, but since then he's been very, very good and done a great job. Going to pitch count, mixing his pitches well, and really going right after the hitters.
Donaldson has it. Straightens up. Side retired. 8 in a row retired by Tommy Malone. He has settled in. Still 1-0 New York. Heading to the bottom of the 5th. reverse replay. This was May 27th, 1991, 21 years ago. Remember this? Rodney McRae, minor league outfielder, right through the outfield wall. He did not catch the baseball, but he was okay. Now, there's a bit more to the story. Do you know who was the batter who hit that ball? Chip Hale.
Was it Chipper?
Yes, it was. It was a AAA game. Chip Hale was the man who drove that one to the wall. So our question now is that a ground rule double? We got to ask Chip, what was the official rule? I guess it would have to be, it didn't go over the wall.
That's right. Went through the wall, right?
It went through the wall.
The outfielder went through the wall.
We got to ask Chip. I would guess it was a ground rule double. So Chip Hale, part of a highlight that we've been seeing now for 21 years. Rodney McRae will be forever known as the man who ran through a wall to get a baseball.
And it would only happen at a minor league facility where they have the wooden walls. Try doing that here. I don't think the fences here would allow a player to run through the wall. And glad you brought that up. I never knew who hit the ball, and I don't know that anybody knew.
Chip Hale, he's our guy.
Yeah. I don't think you could run through that one. Claywood has that firmly planted in left field. Of course, sometime late August they'll start coming down for some other events, but right now the wall is there.
So you don't think you could run through the Wrigley Field wall?
No. No. Yeah, there it is. I mean, that's a temporary fence, but it's secure and very well padded, I might say, which makes it very nice for the outfielders. See, the foul pole is behind the fence.
Yep.
It's behind the fence, so that's important as well. You don't want it in front of the fence.
Smith just got a piece of it as it trickles behind Stewart. Smith grounded out to Cano in the second inning. A's with just one hit, the Yankees with 5. Pitch number 57 from Hiroki Kuroda. Slice left field. And that is going to be. No, it's a foul ball. It was not caught, and it's a foul ball. Nix dove for it. Got a glove on it. Brian O'Nora.
But Mike Gallego's questioning also because he is bringing Bob Melvin out because I think what Gags is thinking maybe he touched the ball as it was in fair territory. We'll take a better look down the line. Well, it's where the ball is over the line when he touches it, not where he lands. And they're going to confirm that the ball was to the outside, and maybe that's what took Brian O'Nora so long. You see there, it looked like it was on the foul side of the line.
But he had it in his glove for a little bit.
When he hit the ground, and the ground in this case can cause a fumble.
That's right.
In this game.
That would have been right down in the end zone as well. Back of the end zone.
Would it have been a catch?
No. Did not have control on it. Close pitch inside 3-2.
That was a great effort, and I think especially if an outfielder knows the ball is in foul territory, it allows him to make the dive. He misses it, knows that it's not going to be extra bases.
Ty Waller will slide to his left and make the play. Kaihui will be next, and then Donaldson.
Curtis Granderson is playing as shallow center field I've ever seen. Just notice that. He is extremely shallow.
And he's got to play this one on.
He still couldn't get to it. I mean, that was unbelievable. And as it turns out, the ball's hit to him, and it was sinking too quickly. But he plays as shallow center field I've ever seen. Ball is going to land right in front of him. Great hit, great at bat by Seth Smith. And as shallow as he was playing, if he can't get to it, nobody can.
So the A's get their leadoff man on and trying to get something going against Kuroda as Kaihue steps in. Second hit for the Athletics. Kaihue hit a fly ball to Granderson back in the second inning. First pitch off speed in for a strike.
Tommy Malone is pitching as well as we have seen him, and regardless of whether it's at home or on the road, and if the A's could give him some offensive support, he might take it in a couple more innings. Pitch count is good. All of his pitches are working very well. Just looking for some offense.
Smith, not a real big lead at first. That one bounced. Teixeira has it. He'll step on the bag, then throw to second, and they got Smith, and he did not slide. So a mistake by Seth Smith, and it turns out to be a double play.
But Mark Teixeira is a Gold Glover for a reason, but he catches the ball, goes back, he's throwing blindly towards second. And Seth Smith, if he does slide, he is safe for sure, but he's out twice because he's tagged out. And I think maybe he thought the throw was going to be going to second first and then back to first. But instead, Mark Teixeira tagged the bag. He was trying to run in line so he'd be hit. But I guess the old saying goes, when in doubt, slide. And you can, even if the throw's not made, you slide. You're safer that way than not. And it's too bad, because he would have been a second safely if he slides.
Donaldson with a big swing pops a foul back. So 1-1 the count.
With Derek Jeter, his foot's on the bag, but he knows he has to tag him, and he does on the left leg with no slide. Maybe Derek didn't know at second that Teixeira had tagged the bag, because he had his foot on the
broken bat, and that's going to be a base hit for Donaldson. The bat rolls all the way out to the infield dirt. Donaldson has the A's third hit.
You're going to see on the X-Low a lot of splinters coming off this bat. Well, at least the end of the bat. He's got the handle and the rest of it in his hand. Happy for the base hit. And I don't think I've ever heard a player apologize to Steve Vucinich for breaking the bat and getting a hit. And I don't think Goose would even accept it. He would just say, that's fine, I'll order more bats for you. Just keep getting hits.
First pitch to Derek Barton is down and in. Rangers keep adding on. Napoli with a home run. It's now 12-3. Texas in the seventh inning. He's trying to string a couple two-out hits together.
You have to wonder if Seth Smith is safe at second if Josh Donaldson comes through with a hit, which would have scored him probably from second, but we will never know. Pitchers pitch differently when the runner's in scoring position.
Short lead for Donaldson. 2-0 pitch is foul back.
Interesting about Kuroda. Of course, we have not seen him since 2009, but he throws a split finger fastball. A lot of times a pitcher will start with the ball in his hand and the splitter grip. He's got the ball in his glove, which means his fingers are long enough, and he's not concerned about manipulating the baseball to indicate the split. And he keeps the ball in his glove, brings his hand up into the glove. Dave Stewart, I can only think of Dave, and he threw the true fork ball. He had put the glove in his hand and wrapped the fingers over the baseball. But you not see a lot of guys with a splitter. It's usually hanging the ball down to his side. He doesn't throw a lot, just 12%, mostly fastballs and sliders, but If he does throw the split, he's taking it from his bare hand into the glove of the baseball and evidently not tipping the pitch.
Barton shoots one foul. So the count remains 2-2.
And believe me, every hitting coach, every player looks for something like that to see if they watch video just to see if he might be doing something. If this is after ball in the glove and the hand's not moving, so when he puts his hand on the baseball, he's already decided what grip it's going to be. Slight movement of the fingers, and obviously the hitter can't see it.
Barton skies one. Jeter drifting out, shading those eyes again. He's under it. He makes the catch. A's get a couple of hits, but no runs. So we're on to the 6th inning. 1-0 Yankees. Brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Swing away for big league cash only at Cache Creek. Visit cachecreek.com for details. Beautiful look at the Golden Gate Bridge. Happy birthday to the Golden Gate Bridge. 75 years old this year. They're going to celebrate it tonight, Ray. They're going to block off the Golden Gate Bridge from 9 to 10 with fireworks.
75 years young.
Number 24, Robinson Cano.
Well, if you live in the Bay Area, you're proud of the Golden Gate Bridge, because it is pretty cool. 1-0 Yankees. It is the top of the 6th inning. So Tommy Malone has been very good. Worked his way out of a couple jams in the first 2 innings, first 3 innings actually. But since then he has retired 8 in a row. The only run, Andrew Jones home run. Cano goes after the first pitch. Hits one very high to left. Seth Smith makes the catch, and that's out number 1. And we're all celebrating Memorial Day weekend, and it's like Memorial Day weekend is like the start of tailgating, and barbecuing, cooking out. That's out in left field. They're doing it inside the ballpark. Tomorrow is Memorial Day. A's will be in Minnesota, a day game. See that game right here on Comcast Sportsnet California. It's a 1 o'clock start in Minnesota. That makes it an 11 o'clock start, 11 a.m. right here in the Bay Area. So join us for that. And he's made a pitching change. Travis Blackley is going to start tomorrow. So Graham Godfrey, who was scheduled to start, and then he pitched in relief in this series, and he has been sent down back to AAA. So Godfrey back to AAA. And Kerrigan is back in the big leagues, and Travis Blackley is the starting pitcher tomorrow for the A's. Kurt Suzuki got dinged pretty good on this one.
Straight back off the bat, which speeds up the baseball, and slightly. Well, it missed the glove completely. Oh, it got his right shoulder. I thought it got masked, which it did on the. Actually, deflected off his shoulder into the mask, actually side of the face, because protection for the mask from the mask is straight on. That got him to the side, and he's feeling maybe the shoulder more than anything.
Well, we marvel at the toughness of Kurt Suzuki. There's a small fraternity of people who know what that feels like, and you are in that fraternity, right? Anthony Recker is in there as well.
But not surprising. Kurt Suzuki is saying, okay, enough time, let's go.
So as we usually do, you see Kurt in the locker room or on the plane. See, Kurt, how you feeling? I'm sore.
Of course. That's why Walt Horn, and especially all the trainers, will bag up ice, but Walt's knowing that got another one.
Yeah.
Now Zook is he knows his job is to catch and be back there, and handles the pitching staff so well. He'll take a lot of bumps and bruises, and he is back there.
Shift is on, and Swisher rolls one through the right side for a hit. As he was running to first base, he looked into his own dugout. Looked like he having a little fun with his teammates.
Well, almost to say he maybe called the shot. Change up. Outside, he goes to right field. There's a shift. Everybody over here, and the ball is to the right side at the vacated spot. Second base.
So Swisher has his first hit today. His fifth hit in this series. Swing and a miss by Andrew Jones. Jones with the home run in the second and a ground out in the third. Swisher, not a real big lead at first. Haven't seen any of the Yankees get much of a lead. Malone has a decent move. He's worked on it as the season has gone on.
I think if that runner from first base takes off, it's going on first move from a left-handed pitcher.
That one grounded. Donaldson has it. Guns it to Weeks. And that one not quite dug out by Barton. The A's get the lead runner at second. Weeks just couldn't get a lot on the throw as he was upended a little bit at second base.
Donaldson with a low throw, and that's what Swisher able to get to second base. And did he go out of the base path? He reached back to make sure he could touch second base, because it looked like he went inside quite a ways. But then see how he reached back. If you can't reach the bag with your outstretched arm, it's a double play interference. And he kind of extended, but Jamal got it there as quickly as he could. And really, sometimes a bounce is just as good a throw as one chest high, but Barton could handle it.
Here's Jason Nix. It's a smart play by Swisher. Because you don't know what the umpire is going to call.
Right.
I mean, the umpire's angle is different. I mean, if he's at all thinking about calling it, and he sees you grab the bag, that's it. He's not going to call it. If you can reach the bag.
Well, he did it on the second try.
Yeah.
So he actually probably had interfered. He'd gone too far, but did reach back enough.
Donaldson across, and that will do it. A hit and a runner left. Bottom of the sixth coming up. Still 1-0 New York.
Coors Light freeze cam, and as always, the great photographs. Teixeira's got hot again. All the Yankee fans. Tommy Malone getting set for the game. That's the big one. The big blow by Andrew Jones gives the Yankees a lead. Coors Light freeze cam brought to you by Frostbridge Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Boy,
bottom of the 6th.
See a wasted pitching effort. Yep. Tommy Malone, and we're talking about Dave Stewart, and I always remember Dave struggled in the first inning, and pitchers at first inning trying to get out of the first without giving up a run, and Tommy Malone gave up one but left guys on base. Essentially got out of a tough jam, giving up just by actually none in the first inning, but the home run to Andrew Jones. But you want to reward a pitcher with a great effort by giving him some offense. The A's, fortunately or unfortunately, just 3 hits so far.
Kuroda steps to the mound. He'll face Suzuki, Pennington, and Weeks. 8-9-1 for the A's. Kuroda has allowed 3 hits. He has not walked anybody. He has struck out 2. That was his 72nd pitch, so his pitch count's pretty good. That one popped up. Shallow center. Granderson coming in, fighting it a little bit. He's got it.
Well, the play that Nick Swisher going to second base, and Exmo, the second base umpire, looking right at the play, and with Swisher coming in, keeps his eyes on Nick Swisher to make sure as he upended Jamal Weeks, was he able to keep his hand to the bag, and Derek Barton putting the glove up and the ball off his glove. One thing you can see there, maybe he had to brace himself with the right hand, could not watch the ball into the glove. The hop was out far enough. You'd think it would be a catchable ball.
So Pennington steps in, who hit a fly ball to center field. A lot of fly ball outs in the air today against Kuroda, and he's not really a overpowering guy. Looks like he's able to throw his off-speed pitches for strikes.
Then when he throws the sneaky fastball, that's when it gets guys reacting late. We saw with Hector Noesi up in Seattle. Guys wait, and then have to react to the last instant, and all they can do is get under the ball. Get on top and drive versus getting under it makes a big difference.
Pennington shoots one down the left field line. It's slicing and it's foul. The A's yesterday had just 1 hit in the last 5 innings of the game. They got 3 hits through the first 5 innings today. Pennington taps that one slowly. Cano charges, shovels it to Teixeira for out number 2.
Chevron and the A's are giving first and through 8th grade students the chance to earn 2 free tickets to a game with the A's Science of the Game program. Click on community at oaklandathletics.com. Science of the Game, and there is a lot to that, and it's a great learning experience, especially Josh Reddick, one of the A's players, kind of getting involved in that program out in the community, and the home run hitter is also doing his part away from the field.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Then Jamal Weeks will step in. Weeks bounces it toward Jeter, who charges in between hop, flips on the run. Side retired. So a very easy inning for Hiroki Kuroda. 7th inning coming up. 1-0 New York. Sun has come out nice and bright now. It's a nice day. He's got to figure out how to get this offense rolling. Tommy Malone doing his part, and a good crowd today. 25,078. So fans are coming out, enjoying Memorial Day weekend, enjoying the Yankees in town. But right now, the A's are trying to avoid being swept by the Bronx Bombers. Chris Stewart's going to lead it off against Malone here in the top of the 7th inning.
Basically, the number of pitches Tommy Malone threw in the early part of the game, he's just at 90, so he's got at least one more inning.
Well, he keeps doing his thing. He's allowed just one hit in the last 4 innings, make it 2 hits in the last 4 innings. Yankees have stranded 7 through the first 6, and there's that changeup, and it's 0-2. They've stranded 6 in the first 3 innings. A couple of walks and 3 strikeouts for Malone. Stewart with a pop out on a bunt attempt, and he struck out looking. 0-2. Second straight start for Stewart in this series. Stewart spent last year with the Giants and obviously played a lot more than he expected, and really more than the Giants wanted him to, because they lost their catcher to injury. Shoots that one to the right side, but Weeks is there. Throws to first, and that's out number 1. All right, Ford right choice for today. It's the Manny Ramirez update. How did Manny do last night? He was 1 for 5 in his 7th game. So he's got 25 at-bats now, a couple of RBIs, 6 hits. And be a game tonight. Night game in Sacramento. So 25 at-bats. Could be back Wednesday. We do not know yet. So we shall see.
You know, I think could be just as much up to Manny as anybody if he doesn't feel comfortable. But you know, I think a lot of it could be facing minor league pitchers. And granted, AAA is not that far removed from the big leagues. But I've talked to guys who've gone down on rehab either as a pitcher, facing guys, and say you can't set guys up in the minor leagues because they're just up swinging the bat. But you think of pitchers facing Manny Ramirez, you think they're not saying, this guy's hit, I'm going to do my best to try to get him out. Maybe somebody will notice me if I get him out. And it might be easier for him here at the major league level than at AAA. Just because he'll be back in an element of like people and pitchers and hitters, etc., to where it's not the minor leagues. I've seen guys in spring training go to the backfields to pitch, and they say, never again.
Yeah.
Can't get them out because there's a certain way of setting up hitters. But if a guy, say in the minor leagues, is there just to see ball, hit ball, and not thinking about what a guy throws, it's a big difference. So we shall see. And maybe just the bright lights of the big leagues for Manny to get back after a year being away might be the biggest difference.
1-2 to Jeter, and he takes low. And as you mentioned, Brandon Inge with a huge night last night. Grand slam again.
He's a smart player. He's smart in a sense that he had the leg injury, and he knew he needed some time. He knows how difficult it is to hit at the major league level. Not to say it's not at AAA, but at least go down and get some at bats, quality at bats, and feel more comfortable when he puts the big league uniform back on.
Which for Inge is going to be soon.
We'll see if he's over at the airport when we.
That's right. As I said, it's going to be soon.
Well, that would be one bat that's back in the lineup, and every bat the A's can get in the lineup is going to be helpful.
So 2-2 to Jeter, who is 1 for 3 today. 3 for 12 in the series. Takes just a bit outside, full count. They're moving around now in the A's bullpen. As Cook just gets up, starts to throw.
Mike Cook's usually an 8th inning pitcher with the A's tied or the lead, but this 1-0 deficit, Bob Melvin wants to keep it at least at that point.
Reddick coming in. He got a great jump. He was playing over that way, and he grabs Jeter's line drive for out number 2.
Well, the scouting report says it. Of course, Josh Reddick with Boston last season, and the time that he did play, very familiar with the swing of Derek Jeter, with the number of times
Now
the Yankees played the Red Sox.
14, Curtis
But Derek Jeter,
Granderson.
this is a hit in a lot of cases, but Josh Reddick played him perfectly and able to take it after making just a couple of steps.
Here's Granderson. Swing and a miss by Granderson. Shift is on for Granderson. Pennington well to the right of second base.
What was that? Wow.
There's a baseball out in left field.
That delivery was made so late, and to try to stop Tommy Malone was difficult. That's dangerous for a pitcher. So close that Tom Hallion exited the home plate area. He was not going to take a chance of the ball being delivered.
Well, last time we saw Tom Hallion behind home plate, he had hit right in the forearm. It was nasty looking. So hope that he's recovered from that. Where were we? Anaheim? Texas?
I think one of those two. They kind of ran together, but he didn't miss the next day.
No.
He was behind the plate and did not miss the next one.
1-2 to Granderson. Very close with a fastball. Well placed by Malone. Tom Hallion says it was a little outside. There's a shot. Reddick's not going to be able to get this one. He plays it on a hop. So Granderson has the 7th hit for the Yankees today. We'll go deep with Sportsnet Central. It's tonight at 6 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. and it's on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Scott Reese, Damon Andrews will host with highlights from this game and highlights from all around Major League Baseball and who won the Indy 500. We'll find out. It's all coming up tonight on Sportsnet Central. Again, it comes your way at 6 and 10:30. Now Teixeira will get an at bat here in the 7th inning. Rangers leading the Blue Jays 12-4 in the 8th inning. Angels leading Seattle 3-1 in the 7th. Teixeira rips one to right center, and that's trouble. And it one-hops the wall. Granderson digging around third, and he's coming home, and he'll make it without a throw. And Teixeira hurts the A's again. That's his 8th RBI in this series.
Well, it went fastball and Mark Teixeira, 4th at bat, and he timed it perfectly. Opposite field, but into the gap, kept it in the park, but enough time for Granderson to score easily from first base.
So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Malone leaves after 6 2/3. Cook coming in.
Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. And by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club. Make it a combo with fries and a drink.
Now the Yankees, with a 2-out rally here in the 7th inning, have added an insurance run. Well, Bob Melvin goes to his right-handed reliever Ryan Cook. Tommy Malone pitched really well, but he is not going to get his 7th win. So Cook's first pitch to Alex Rodriguez is in for a strike. Granderson with the 2-out single, Teixeira with the RBI double. Teixeira's got 2 double stays, got 3 home runs and 3 doubles in this series.
I just elevated a fastball to him, changed it up on him. His last at bat struck him out on a 2-2 changeup. He's got him out on a changeup, but I think with Mark Teixeira, he's a smart enough hitter that he looks for certain pitches and waited back and not opposed to going to the opposite field, especially from the right side, to hit the gapper to drive in a big run. There's no doubt.
Weeks shaded over that way, flips to first side, retired a hit or a run on 2 hits for the Yankees. 7th inning stretch from the Coliseum, 2-0 New York. Remember this triple play? It was last year, second to the last game of the year for the Yankees. And the Rays turned the triple play, and they won the game. Who knows if they don't turn that triple play? What if they lose that game?
Oh, they're done.
Then what happened the next night where they won on the walk-off and got to the postseason?
That's right.
It doesn't matter. Russell Martin says, thanks for showing that. I hit into a triple play. Made 3 outs and 1 swing of the bat.
Well, we're going to Minneapolis following the game. Gary Gaetti against the Red Sox, and he was a twin. I think he did it back-to-back games against the Red Sox.
That ain't good.
Good for him, not for the Red Sox.
So Kuroda now has a 2-0 lead. And he's been very good. 6 shutout innings, 7 ground ball outs, 8 fly ball outs, just a couple of strikeouts. He hasn't struck anybody out since the 2nd inning. So Crisp, Reddick, and Smith for the Athletics. And the first pitch is a strike. That game's a final now in Texas. The Rangers beat Toronto 12-6. So the Rangers finish off the 3-game sweep of Toronto. And Yu Darvish does become the first pitcher in the American League to get to 7 wins. He's now 7-2. Kinsler homer, Beltre homer, Napoli homer.
Get back to Game 6 last year. Of course, Rangers don't even want to think about Game 6 of the World Series. This backdoor slider catches some part of the plate. But the way the Rangers lost Game 6, they knew the odds of them winning Game 7 is going to be highly unlikely. And last night, what the Rangers had a 2-run lead.
Yeah.
Going in the 13th.
Yep, they scored 2 in the top of the 13th.
Yeah, and a walk-off 2-run shot by Josh Hamlin. So they had to think coming in today, we got no chance. I mean, that's.
And then they give up 12 to Texas.
Exactly.
Good start for the 7th inning for the A's.
Coco waiting and just slapping the ball to left field past Alex Rodriguez. So behind in the count and no strike. And maybe that's something Coco is trying to do as he is trying to get back in the swing of things.
So here's Reddick. Smith will be next. Reddick takes a strike. One more note on that Rangers in that series. They scored 34 runs in the 3 games against the Blue Jays. Texas now 30 and 18 on the year. Pitch number 85 for Kuroda. And Reddick goes around. And it's 0-2.
Stewart holding the target up in the zone, and that's exactly where the pitch was thrown. And Josh starting, trying to hold up his swing, just carried the bat through the zone for a strike.
Coco with a good lead at first, and the pitch is popped up behind third. It's a long run for Nix. He's going to get there, though, and he makes the catch. So that's 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that'll bring up Seth Smith. Well, speaking of sweeping and scoring a lot of runs, the White Sox did just that. They finished off the sweep of the Cleveland Indians. White Sox are smoking hot. They have won 5 in a row. They've won 9 out of 10. The White Sox making their move. White Sox in that 3-game series scored 35 runs. So Seth Smith steps in. He's got a base hit. That was leading off the 5th inning as he raced down a double play. Coco bluffs and stays at first, and the pitch is low. We told you about the Rays getting the 2-run homer from Sean Rodriguez in the top of the 9th to beat Boston 4-3. We're headed to Minnesota. The Twins lost again. Cabrera hit a 2-run homer in the top of the 9th inning for Detroit to turn a 3-2 deficit into a 4-3 Tigers lead, and they won the game over the Twins 4-3. Hit that off Matt Capps. So the Twins have lost 5 in a row.
Well, the A's need to come back today, because if they lose here, that'll be 5 consecutive losses for the A's. They do not want to go into the Twin Cities with the record, so good opportunity to come back and try to win and salvage this weekend.
Royals beat Baltimore 4-2 in Baltimore. Butler and Francoeur homers for Kansas City. We talked about Eric Hosmer and his struggles. He was 0 for 4 today with 3 strikeouts. He's hitting .201. That is just hard to figure out. Coco runs. The pitch is behind Stewart. He tried to block it. It trickled away. So Coco Crisp has a stolen base.
Well, you can say he picked a perfect pitch to run on. No chance for Stewart. Got a pretty good jump with Kuroda. He is going in head first. Stewart had no chance. Decoy at second base, and that's basically to keep Coco from thinking about going to third if Stewart was not able to find the ball.
No chance for Smith to knock in a run. And he takes high, and now it's 3-0. On deck is Kila Kaiahue. That pitch is outside. He walked in. That's the first walk issued by Kuroda. So that steal by Coco Crisp was his 28th consecutive successful steal attempt. Ties Stan Javier from 1995.
Where's Ricky's name? Yeah, the most stolen bases in the history of the game, and he just didn't have the consecutive streak.
July 10th of 2011 was the last time Coco Crisp was thrown out on a steal attempt. So all kinds of action now out in the Yankees bullpen. Got a lefty, Logan, a righty, Wade. Angels leading the Mariners 3-2 in the 8th inning. Safeco Field. Angels going for the sweep. And right here, the A's with a good scoring opportunity. They're down 2-0. One out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Double steal, and to make that just Coco goes. Smith thought about going but stayed, but give Coco Crisp another stolen base. So he's now at third.
You know, I think Seth Smith, if you remember back earlier in the season, he was thrown out at second on the as a trailing runner, and of course Coco has the green light. He takes off. Seth Smith does not feel like he had a good enough jump to take off behind him, figuring that the throw would be going to second, and as a result he stayed at first base. So that would have been nice to get two into scoring position with a double steal. Usually the first baseman is playing off far enough that allows the runner at first to get a big lead and follow up part of the double steal.
Swing and a miss. Kaiahue was trying to give the A's a 3-2 lead.
And the fastball away. Kaiahue thinking about pulling the ball, and he has power to the opposite field. Outfield still playing shallow as they're trying to cut off any ball that might drop in front of them. Kaiahue has the power to hit the ball over their heads.
Kuroda now at 92 pitches. Lots of action in that Yankees bullpen. So Logan and Wade close to being ready. Donaldson, a right-handed hitter in the on-deck circle. One pitch drops a little low, so it's 2-1. See what Kuroda's trying to do. Sink the ball and get Kaiahue to roll over on it.
Well, if he rolls over, I hope he rolls enough to get it through there instead of to the second baseman Cano, and that's usually what happens on a two-seam fastball when a hitter does roll over. But now with the runner at first base might help him with the hole that is created because of that.
That pitch is high. 3-1. So Kuroda does not look quite as sharp here in the 7th inning. He had a 3 up, 3 down 6th inning. Kaiahue waits on the 3-1 pitch from Kuroda. And he had a good swing and he fouled it straight back. So now with the count full, keep an eye on Seth Smith, the runner at first.
Well, you like to think about staying out of a possible double play by sending the runner at first. You could depend on the hitter to make contact. But we have seen first and third with the runner from first taking off.
Kuroda making sure that does not happen, at least for right now. Crisp led off the inning with the base hit. He stole second and then third. So the 3-2. Not yet.
Yeah, they're thinking about him running, and all this is doing is keeping Seth Smith a little bit closer. If he does run, he's not going to get a very big jump, and that is the whole purpose of the runner from first running, to stay out of a double play, not to try to steal a base by getting a big jump. But it does put pressure on the hitter to make contact.
Smith not running, and it's a swing and a miss by Kaiahue. He slams the bat on home plate. So he stayed with an off-speed pitch to Kaiahue.
Was the slider, and there's the spin, and the Expo showing the spin of the slider, kind of the dot that you see, but Kaiahue wanted to be aggressive and try to do something special, and ended up swinging at ball 4, and he knows it.
Well, you watch that at bat, Ray, and the result is what you're going to think most about. Strikeout on a breaking ball, but the 3-1 pitch was a fastball right there.
That's right.
And he fouled it back. Yeah. So there's your pitch to hit in that at bat. So Donaldson skies one to right field. Swisher is under it. He's got it, and the A's do not score. They strand a pair. We're going to the 8th inning. It's the Yankees 2 and the Athletics nothing. California is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroads. The further you go, the closer you get. Trains departing daily from the heart of the Santa Cruz Mountains. We have reached the 8th inning from the O.K Coliseum. It's the Yankees 2, and it's the A's nothing. The A's have gone back to the bullpen to get Grant Balfour when it's time for a change things speedy oil change and tune-up. Your oil change tune-up and smog expert. So Balfour will face Cano, Swisher, and Jones here in the 8th inning.
Leading off the top of the 8th inning for New York, number 24, Robinson Cano.
So Balfour, the last pitched on Wednesday. So he's had 3 days off. Pitched an inning against the Angels.
And from the A standpoint, using Ryan Cook perfectly in that situation, they get him up to come in, and he came in to get a big out. Keeping it at 2-0, but unfortunately the A's could not capitalize first and third and just one out.
There's the strike. 1-1 the count to, or make it 0-2 the count to Cano, who has popped out to short, walked, and then hit a fly ball to left field. So Malone 6 2/3, and then Cook with the 1 out to end the 7th. Close pitch. Balfour thought maybe it caught the knees. Tom Hallion says it was low. 2-2 the count.
Well, ideally that's where he wants to throw the pitch, down in the zone, but Hallion didn't like it.
Another close pitch. Call the ball. This one outside. So it was 0-2. Now it's 3-2. This one's hit down the left field line. It's a long run for Smith, and he's going to get there. He's got it, and that's out number 1. All right, here's our Chevron pitching matchup for Game 1 of the series in Minnesota, starting tomorrow. Travis Blackley is going to pitch for the Athletics. Scott Diamond, youngster who's off to a good start for the Twins. So Blackley and Diamond tomorrow. We'll have that game for you right here on Comcast Sportsnet California, starting at 11 o'clock from Target Field. Beautiful new ballpark in Minneapolis. Twins, they thought last year was bad, and this year they have struggled again. Twins are 15-32 on the year. After losing 99 games last year. Hard to believe. A team that has some pretty good players on it. 0-2 to Nick Swisher, who's 1 for 3 with a single.
Joe Nathan always wanted to stay a Twin after being traded to the Twins, and decided after last year, free agent, he'd go to the Rangers and go to the team.
Maybe I don't want to stay.
Back-to-back World Series trips.
Joe Nathan went from a team that lost 99 games and struggling this year to a team that's made 2 straight trips to the World Series, and right now they have the best record in the American League. Two now to Nick Swisher. A couple of notes from National League games today. The Reds and the Rockies played today in Cincinnati. The final score was Cincinnati 7, Colorado 5. No big deal, right?
12 runs.
12 runs. Okay, so there's your total runs scored. Swisher toward right center. Coco gets over there to make the catch. But the story in that game, Ray, there were 9 home runs hit. That's a great American ballpark record. 9 home runs, 5 by the Rockies, 4 by the Reds. So you would think that maybe even more runs would have been scored.
Now batting, number 22.
So the ball was flying today in Cincinnati.
So the pitcher said, they're all solos.
You know what?
Just
You're probably
a whole
right.
bunch, though.
The Cubs lost again. Pittsburgh 10, the Cubs 4. Chicago has lost 12 consecutive games.
Somewhere Mike Quaddy, the manager who was let go in the change in the offseason, Dale Swain took over, local young man in the Bay Area, but
man, that's tough.
That is tough.
This is what Andrew Jones did in the 2nd inning.
Well, first pitch hitting for Jones. First batter, first pitch hitting, and his 5th home run and no doubt in left center. He's had a few of them, over 400. But a big one in this game because it made it 1-0 until Teixeira's 2-out double last inning made it 2-0. He's still without a score.
Big swing there by Jones. Leroy Halladay pitched 2 innings today for the Phillies, and he had to leave the game with a sore shoulder. St. Louis beat the Phillies 8-3.
The innings man.
Yeah.
He's pitched a lot of innings.
Andrew Jones goes around. Suzuki will tag him. And ball 4 has a 3-up, 3-down inning. Bottom of the 8th. Coming up, Martin, Suzuki, and Pennington to hit. 2-0 New York. Toyota dealers, just 2 runs scored in the game. The first one, Andrew Jones solo home run. That was in the 2nd inning. And then in the 7th, it's a 2-out RBI double by Mark Teixeira. Teixeira has 8 RBIs in the series. Anderson scored all the way from first, so big insurance run for the Yankees. So we're now headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. 2-8-0 for the Yankees, 0-4-0 for the Athletics. Kuroda, 97 pitches through 7 innings, and he's back out there. Now, Kuroda is going to start the 8th with the bullpen loosening up and ready to go for the Yankees down the first base line. Again, it's Logan and Wade. So Derek Barton will lead things off, trying to get something going. Barton, Suzuki, and Pennington, the bottom 3 in the order. Those bottom 3 do not have a hit between any of them so far. Barton lifts the first one foul down near the A's bullpen. Barton with a ground out and a pop out. 2 for 6 in the series against the Yankees. Barton pops it up very high, shallow right center. Cano is under it. He's got it. So Barton is retired, and that's out number 1. Kuroda, I think he got in on Barton just a little bit.
Now batting, the catcher, number 8.
And that's what happens when the ball gets in and a hitter's not loading up to be aggressive and reacts the last instant and has to uppercut just to get the bat through the zone.
So with 1 out, Kurt Suzuki steps in. Suzuki has hit a pair of fly balls to Granderson in center field. First pitch is a fastball strike called on the inside corner.
Joe Girardi and Larry Rothschild keeping Kuroda in the game. That was just pitch number 100. But I think when the pitcher gets out of a tough jam, as Kuroda did last night, that's really the only stressful inning he's had. Yeah. Is just giving up 3 hits. 2 of those coming in 1 inning, but a double play. Up the Yankees in the inning, be in the 5th. I still say that there are times that a team that's not hitting a certain pitcher can't wait till somebody comes out of the bullpen. They don't care who it is. And maybe Joe decided to leave Kuroda in there because he has had success against the A's throughout the day.
Kuroda ahead in the count, 1-2. Pennington in the on-deck circle. Fly ball to right field. Swisher is there. Shades the eyes. And that's another out in the air. Suzuki 0 for 3. So it is a tough sun. We've seen all the guys fighting that sun today.
The sunglasses, look at his eyes, how they're shaded with the gloves. And then ball comes out of the sun and he opens the glove to make the catch. Yeah, it's there, Swish. You know all about it. And as this game gets later in the afternoon, the sun kind of shifts a little bit, so it becomes more of a problem for the right field.
Pennington hits it hard right at Cano. And that is a 3-up, 3-down inning for Roki Kuroda. So we're on to the 9th inning. 2-0 New York.
th against the San Diego Padres at 7:05. $5 from each special field level ticket will benefit the Kurt Suzuki Family Foundation, supporting scientific research of chronic illnesses and healthy living. Autographed items sold behind section 121 are available during the game, and they'll benefit the foundation. Tickets, you can go to oaklandathletics.com or call 510-638-2205.
We've hit the 9th inning with the Yankees leading the A's 2-0. It's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Brian Fuentes comes in for appearance number 19. He'll face Nix, Stewart, and Jeter. So Fuentes, the closer, but he has not pitched in this series. Cook had not pitched in the series. Balfour had not pitched in the series. So Bob Melvin wanted to get his top 3 relievers an inning of work, or in Cook's case, just faced 1 hitter. So Jason Nix, who's 1 for 3, steps in. Soriano starts to throw out in the Yankees bullpen. He is the closer. Nix drives one to center. Crisp is near the warning track, and he makes the catch for out number
1. Nick's not a bad role player, bench player for Joe Girardi. He's got Andrew Jones, Nix, and for Stewart to back up when he's healthy. It's amazing when you're kind of a bench player, role player on a team that's really as dominant as the Yankees. Anytime you can get in a game and try to contribute, or you make your best effort to contribute. They have come in this weekend, and fortunately for the A's, we've seen pretty much everything the Yankees can do. But maybe Soriano can give it up.
Sure. The A's do have an older roster. Joe Girardi not afraid to rest his older players, so you will get a chance to play some. The game's a final now in Seattle. The Angels 4 and the Mariners 2. So the Angels do indeed complete the 4-game sweep. So the Angels have won 6 in a row. They're now 24-25. Morales and Trumbo homered for the Angels, and C.J. Wilson got the win. He's now 6-4. So it looks like the tide is turning a little bit for the Angels.
They didn't even wait till June. They did it in May.
Too many good players for it to continue.
Exactly.
2-2 to Chris Stewart, who is 0 for 3. Strike 3 called on the outside corner.
Fans, when you're away from the Bay Area and can't watch the A's on Comcast Sportsnet California, you can take them with you with MLB.tv. From out-of-market games, every game is available online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit OaklandAthletics.com to order MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Got so excited watching Tom Hallion with the strike 3 call.
There's the closer. Yep. He's gearing up. Jeter reaches for it, hits it foul.
Well, the strikeout to Stewart. Exmo, 4-seam fastball, nailing the outside corner. And the best part, not only the call, but Tom Hallion. Yeah. Bet he's never seen himself in Exmo. The strikeout call.
I bet he would like it.
He'd probably watch it. Matt Weiss would probably say, hey, guess what, Tom? Guess what I got for you?
Jeter is 1 for 4 in today's game. Three for 13 on the series. Again, foul to the right side. So 1-2. In the bottom of the 9th, it'll be Weeks, Crisp, Reddick, and hopefully Smith, Kaihue, Donaldson.
Just get a runner on base and take the chances somebody can come through.
Donaldson has it. And that is a nice 3-up, 3-down inning. So the A's bullpen has done a nice job. And now it's up to the offense. Yankees 2, A's nothing. Bottom of the ninth coming up. Pratt, he's our new A's insider. So check him out at csncalifornia.com. Go there every day, every morning. Go there after the game, and he'll have all the news, all the recaps, updates, anything that's going on with the Athletics. So, A's insider Casey Pratt. Follow Casey on Twitter at Casey Pratt CSN. He's hammering out his game story as we speak.
And he's hoping for a comeback as we speak.
I hope he has to rewrite his game story.
That's always great, isn't it?
I bet he's happy to hear that. And when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. As Soriano comes in, he's 4 for 4 in save opportunities this year. So he will face the top of this A's order. A's with just 4 hits in the game. Kuroda goes 8 innings.
Leading off the bottom of the ninth inning.
I've been fishing a bit late with our
Animal House. The Animal House get this thing going. So Weeks, Crisp, and Reddick. Soriano kicks, and his first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a strike. That is Dwayne Wise now in left field. Alex Rodriguez in at third, trying to take away the bunt from Weeks. So Hiroki Kuroda, 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Up and away.
The slide of the first pitch, actually the best pitch he's thrown, which was down in the strike zone. A couple of fastballs, he's overthrown them and elevated them. See if he comes back with another slider, try to get back down in the zone. A's just, how great would this be to get the first 2 runners on base, 2 hitters on base, and they double steal? That is Weeks and Coco Crisp.
And that one called a strike down around the knees, 2-2. These 4 hits today are all singles. And that one on the outside corner, strike 3 call. Stewart set up out there. Soriano hit the glove, and Weeks is called out. 1 out.
Well, he nailed the fastball outside corner, and just a 4-seam. Not much movement, just location, and that's the key for a pitcher to hit the corner, and that's exactly what it is. So that part of the equation is not going to work because Jamal's not on base.
So Weeks now 1 for 4, and here's Coco Crisp. First pitch is outside to Crisp, who had a single in the 7th. He stole 2nd, and then he stole 3rd. There is the official line for Hiroki Kuroda, 104 pitches. And he was able to throw all of his pitches for strikes.
Oh, the biggest at bat, and of course the A's inning was the 7th, 1st and 3rd, 1 out, and could not score. Talking to Chili Davis after Friday's game. Remember, the A's down 6-1, had 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, could only score 1. First thing he said was, give me runs. You have to get them when they're giving them to you. The A's could not take advantage of that one, and today they leave a runner at 3rd with 1 out.
2-1 to Coco Crisp, and he fouls that one to the left side. So now the count is even 2-2. Reddick and his 13 home runs waiting in the on-deck circle. So that explains why this is a big at-bat for Coco Crisp. Do anything to get on base. That's low. So now it's 3-2.
You have to figure fastball is going to be coming to Coco Crisp. If he throws anything else, just have to protect against an off-speed pitch, but there's no doubt Soriano would rather have Crisp hit his way on base instead of taking a chance of walking him.
So Soriano with that unique setup. Now he's ready, and the payoff pitch. And it's hit to left. Wise on the move into foul territory. He makes the catch, and that's out number 2. So it's up to Reddick, but he will hit with the A's down by 2 and nobody aboard.
Right fielder, number 16, Josh Reddick.
Reddick looking for his first hit. 0 for 3 on the afternoon. First pitch up and away. So if Reddick can get aboard, Smith would get a chance. Remember, A's post-game live is coming up immediately following the ball game.
Think about the Yankees signing Soriano. A 3-year contract giving him closer money with Mariano Rivera still here. Now Rivera out for the season, and Soriano gets the chance to be the closer.
And that's a pretty good guy to step in.
Rivera had talked about before the injury maybe retiring after this season, so Soriano would have it next season. But now that Rivera is expected to come back next year, that would be the 3rd year of the 3-year contract for Soriano. Josh, you might as well swing the bat if you don't like the call. They're close, seem to be going to Soriano. Got to let it go.
2-2 pitch to Reddick. And that one's hit into center field, and that's a base hit. So Reddick, his hit is going to get Smith an at bat, and Smith will represent the tying run.
Well, he was a little frustrated after the second strike called, and then the 2-2, similar to Coco Crisp. Just laid the fastball there, and Josh Reddick, always aggressive, able to drill it into right center to give the A's a chance with a tying run at the plate.
So Smith steps in. He's been on base a couple times today with a single and a walk. He also grounded out. One for 6 in the series, and he takes a stride. So Reddick heads to second on offensive indifference. Outfield playing deep now. And there's strike 2 with a fastball. 91 miles an hour, well placed, and it's 0-2. So now Smith is going to have to battle.
Well, you think that last pitch that Seth Smith hit the home run in Baltimore on Hyundai Sunday to left field, left center over the bullpen. Hey, perfect pitch to do it there.
And that one just missed outside. So Soriano says, I'm going to go back to the outside corner.
Absolutely.
Reddick at second. Smith, the tying run, and the pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that's the ball game. So the Yankees come to Oakland, and they do more damage as they sweep the A's in the 3-game series. Final score this afternoon, it's the Yankees 2 and the A's nothing. So the A's are shut out for the 8th time this year. So a frustrating finish to the homestand.
And unfortunately, there are times you get opportunity to score runs and you don't take advantage. It can be hurtful, and that's what happened today. Only had one chance, but had a chance to at least tie the ball game. Could not do it, and they are shut out again.
Great job, Story.
So again, the final score, the Yankees 2 and the Athletics 1. Kuroda gets the win, and Tommy Milone takes the loss. 2-0 your final. Thanks for watching A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group. Stay with us. A's Post